So for those of you who are new, I have been reading from this book, The Fifth Sacred Thing, and I'm already on chapter 34. So I'm just going to jump in. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You could go back and watch the other lives or pre-recorded ones that I've done. Or you could just get the book. It's a really good book, The Fifth Sacred Thing. Okay, Fat Boy, you need to get out of the way. So we're on chapter 34. Madrone was squeezed into a corner in the back of the basement that served as council hall. The carved wooden salmon mask of the speaker for the West periodically grazed the top of her head, and she hoped the speaker would not be moved to nod vigorously at some particularly pervasive sweet speech. The room smelled of sweat and sage. Isis and Sarah crouched, intertwined beside her. How long do we keep on with this strategy? Cress from Water Council was saying. We're losing people every day. The crop situation is critical. When do we admit that we need some stronger action? We keep on until the limitations of force become apparent to them, Lily said. They aren't apparent to me, someone called from across the room, and several people laughed. Process, reminded Joseph, who was facilitating. Force always thinks itself indomitable, Lily went on, but in fact, it is a very precarious sort of power, because to expend force requires the use of resources, energy, human lives. Force is extremely expensive to use. I don't know, Lily, said an older man. With all due respect, it's also extremely costly to resist. Force works 90% through intimidation, Lily countered. We obey not because of what they actually have done to us, but because we fear what they will do and can do. But no system of domination can survive if it is actually required to use force every time it wants to be obeyed. If we refuse to obey, if we do no portion of their work for them, they must fall. But can we really do that, Lily? Lou said. Even Bird could only resist up to a point, and now he's working for them. He told them about the cisterns, said the yellow-haired woman sitting next to Cress. They've been breaking up cisterns for the last 3 days, and 5 people have died so far trying to block them. They discovered the cisterns themselves the day they searched the... This book is a little stained. The day they searched the chem place. Walker jumped to his feet. You can't blame everything that goes wrong on Bird. Well, he hasn't been around the plaza since they started in on the cisterns, Cress said. Don't you think that means something? What? What is it supposed to mean? Walker counted. Bird is not the issue here, Lily insisted. Why are we obsessed with Bird? Hero or traitor, he's only one person. He's a bellwether, Lou said, his low voice calm and contained. Bearing in mind that I basically agree with your position, Lily, we still can't ignore Bird. He's a living example of what happens when force meets resistance, a microcosm of the struggle we're all facing. So we needed him to be a hero. Maybe that was naive, unrealistic, unfair even, but it's true. His betrayal has disheartened us. I know damn well he's braver and tougher than I am. If he can't resist them, how can I? How can we? Don't call it betrayal, Nita protested. That's what everybody is calling it, Cress said. Then everybody is a fool, Lily said. Stick to the process, please, Joseph cried. Okay, Lou, your turn. Maybe we're fools, Lily, Lou said, But that's what we have to work with, a population of fools and ordinary folks of limited reserves, not a city of saints. There's a limit to how much we can stand, and that limit is almost reached. So it's touch and go who's going to break first, and it may be us. What do you suggest? Lily asked wearily. We need to escalate somehow. People need some way to express their rage. Not violence, just anger. There was silence in the room. Isis nudged Madrone. Am I allowed to speak here? Madrone nodded. Just raise your hand and pause occasionally so the signer can follow you. Joseph acknowledged Isis and she stood. You people have a beautiful city here. I have walked all over it, looking for the poor sections, looking for the places where the houses are rotten and the gardens are dry. And at last I believe what Madrone here has been telling me all along, that you have built a place where everybody has enough. This is different. This is not what we're used to where I come from, and it's not what the soldiers are used to either. It doesn't surprise me that they're starting to desert, because most of them are just poor sticks that get picked up off the street, get to choose between the army and jail. They're not your problem. Your problem is the elite corps, the ones that are born and bred and raised for the army, that don't know anything else. They're going to be the last to turn. If you can turn them at all. And if you can't turn them, you may have to kill them. I know that's not your way, but it's got to be faced, and they're not easy to kill. Oh, hi, everyone. I'm just reading. Sorry. Hi. Do you have any ideas about how to reach them? Sachiko asked. All I can say is this. They stick by their units. That's who they're loyal to. That's who they believe in. So if you can turn one of them from any unit, there's a good chance the others will follow. But getting that one, I don't know how to tell you to do that. Maybe work on the one you've got, the one that shot all those people. Maybe you can change him. Maybe pigs can fly, Cress called out. There was a ripple of laughter before the speaker for the voices motioned for silence. Friend Coyote has a message for us. The speaker bent close to the muzzle of the coyote mask in the south. Coyote says, remember your forgotten powers. Hold to the trickster, not the warrior. Do not despair. We won't answer this question tonight, Joseph said. We've got to end now if we don't want the evening patrols to catch us on our way home. We will debate this again tomorrow night. Go safely. Que les vaya bien. Lily approached Madrone as the meeting broke up. Come home with me, she said. I have healing work for you. Madrone let out a long breath. Lily, I haven't seen you in 7 or 8 months. I come back out of hell itself and you can't even say hi before you put me to work? Lily's brows arched high. What do you mean I haven't seen you? I've dreamed you a dozen times. Then she pushed her hair back from her forehead, a gesture of weariness. Forgive me, child. I'm becoming obsessed, but you're right. I should have greeted you. I greet you now. Welcome back. She took hold of Madrone's shoulders and kissed her. And now I have work for you. Lily, Sam has a house full of work for me. Is this really vital? This is the most important work you can do. And how the hell do I heal this? Madrone asked. They stood in the living room of a small flat where Lily had moved for the duration of the crisis. In one corner of the room, 09 squatted, his head in his hands. His eyes, when he looked up, were vacant. Quietly, Lily drew Madrone out of the room and sat her down at a table in a tiny kitchen. But Madrone stood up and paced the small room, and she talked. She could not sit still. Show me a virus, a nice wound, a broken leg, a kid stuck in the womb. But how the hell do I heal the mind of a man who shot down a whole family in cold blood? He did stop. Sure, I give him credit for that. A 5-year-old was too much for him. An 8-year-old he could waste. But if there is there truly no part of you that can understand? No, absolutely no. Lily, you're asking me to heal my mother's murderer. What do you mean? My mother was murdered by a death squad in Guadalupe. By men just like him. I was there. I remember it now. Then you have a link with him. I have no link with him. I'm not a candidate for sainthood. I'm not fixated on forgiveness. I'm not even a mind healer. Why don't you find one of them? There must be some of them left in this city, and let me go back to my germs and broken bones. The mind healers have failed with him. You are our last hope. You've been in that world he comes out of. That's why I tell you it's hopeless. I know these guys. They're not like us, Lily. They're lacking something. It's a different breed of human, and I mean that literally. Is it? Are you telling me that you could not kill? Madrone sat down in the chair opposite Lily's, tipping it back so it leaned against the wall. I don't know. I had opportunities down south to kill. I couldn't do it then, except once. I had to hurt somebody to save Katie. I didn't kill him. It was just luck. At that moment, I didn't care, but that's different from what he did, Lily. Is it? Was he, too, not acting out of what his life and training had taught him to believe and defend? Imagine the inner wrenching it must have taken for him to stop, to let all of the collapse when he found himself violating something that ran deeper, some instinct perhaps he never knew he had. Can't you find some compassion for him in your heart? Maybe one drop. Lily smiled. The strain eased from her face. It returned to its habitual calm mask, which Madrone suddenly found irritating. We will have victory only if we are stronger healers than they are warriors. But nobody can heal somebody else. You know that, Lily. We heal ourselves or not at all. Nevertheless, you do the work as a healer. You shift energies. You change the climate to one in which healing can occur. But I can't change his past or his history. You're not talking about healing. You're talking about making him someone other than he is. Who says you cannot heal his past? Time is only construct. Everything that ever was exists now. I don't like to think like that. I like to think that some things are over and done with for good. But how can they be? The slave trade and the slaughter of the tribes of this land and the burning of the witches lives on in you, and somewhere in me lives a child starving in the potato famine, and the young girl from China kept in a cage off Stockton Street and sold to passerby. All that is part of who we are in this moment. Then nothing really gets any better, Madrone protested. On the contrary, if you can heal something in this moment now, you in some measure heal all the pain that ever was. That's too big for me, Lily. Try it this way. If you can somehow heal yourself, you help to redeem your ancestors, who were, of course, also the torturers, the murderers, the rapists. We are none of us completely pure. If you can heal this young man, if in this present moment your compassion can create for him a new channel for his mind and heart and self, then you do, in some sense, heal his history. Lily, I caught 2 of the Johnson kids when they were born. How can I heal their murderer? Try. Madrone squatted beside the figure huddled in the corner. I don't know what to do here, she thought. I'm not a mind healer. I don't even want to begin to probe his chi or taste his energy. All I can do is sit, ground, breathe, maybe. She shifted her body to sit cross-legged and took some deep breaths. Compassion. Goddess, if you were trying to evolve creatures of compassion, you should have stuck with dogs. Dogs are better, kinder, sometimes vicious, but never methodically cruel. You promised to be my instrument, a voice whispered. How do I become the instrument of compassion when I am so blazing, raging mad? Sit. Sit until the energy changes. Madrone sat. An hour passed, and another hour. Lily brought her tea in silence. Once she stood and went to relieve herself in Lily's bathroom, but she returned to sit again. Compassion. No, she could not find it in herself, only grief and anger at the waste. What could her mother have done with the years that were taken from her? She could have been there for me, to place a cowrie necklace around my throat when my moon blood first came, to hear about my visions, my first love affairs, to comfort me when Bird went away, to have visions and lovers and sorrows of her own. The waste, the waste. Madrone looked at the soldier's dull eyes and thought about blood. Coach Lequeux, you gave me your knife, and from all I know, you were not a gentle goddess. Didn't you demand sacrifice, the heart ripped from the chest, or was that just a story the priests told about you? But I could do that if your knife were more than an energy form, if it were made of steel. I could plunge it into this man's chest and rip out that cold, cold heart. If we could do that, Mama, rip out all the cold hearts, remove them, remove scum from the earth. Who said that? One of the angels, wasn't it? I understand them now. Goddess, keep me out of the bee mind, because I would sense this man's disease and sting him to death to protect the hive. Rage churned in her, lit her a fire in her belly, burst into flame on her breath. Oh, I am tired of being the healer. I want to be the destroyer, to rend and tear with my nails, to eat human flesh, to say no, no, no until it stops and starts all over again, soft and new. I have not killed and I will not kill, not with Lily in the next room, but Diosa, I do want to kill, to cleanse, to exact some payment for all the suffering, some justice, some revenge. Madrone felt her body come alive. She could hardly stay still. She wanted to dance and let her feet tumble civilizations, wave her hands in the air to case thunder and hurricanes, drip sweat from her breast to drown the fields. Don't talk to me about compassion. Talk to me about forest fires, volcanic eruptions, the whirlwind that clears its own path. Goddess, you have not made the world correctly. What you have birthed has sickened and poisoned itself. Knock it down and begin again. Her hands felt hot. She was the volcano, hot lava poured from her palm. If I touch him now, I'll scorch him, I'll change him, it will serve him right. She reached out and took the soldier's hand. An aura red as flame enveloped their clasped hands. His flesh was cold, but it felt familiar, like touching part of herself, like remembering something she'd always known. We are alike, she thought, in some way. Flesh of one flesh. How can that be? The flame changed. It grew until it surrounded her with still pure color, red at the corona and gold within, and in the very center blue, like the one drop of water. Then she fell into the water, and it grew until it became an ocean she floated on. The waves carried her, supported her, soaked her lungs and her brain. The room seemed to open out, white and gold and filled with a light that rang and quivered. The room, the wall, the man dissolved, and there was only the play of color and harmony. Beautiful as the ice road, but warm now. Yes, everything was warm. Her own hands, her own heart, her rage was a fire set adrift on the water, a flaming boat of offerings. His hand warmed under her touch. She began to heal, which was only to reach and offer, without judgment, to let this power flow. They sat in silence throughout the night, holding hands. Outwardly, nothing moved. Inwardly, Madrone poured colors down gray dust roads, kindled rain on mud-cracked fields, cried over corpses, and excavated a long-buried stone that began to pulse and beat like a heart. Night turned to dawn. The patch of sky framed by Lily's window changed to indigo, then hazy blue. Finally, the man looked up. His head rose slowly, like the tip of a bulb risking an emergence into light. His eyes unfolded like uncertain petals and slowly focused on Madrone. Quickly he looked away. "My name's Madrone," she said softly. "What's your name?" "Don't got one." His voice was low and toneless. He spoke reluctantly, as if words were rationed. "You don't have a name?" "Numbers 09, 30, 09, 533, 1600, Unit 5. "Oh, what do people call you?" "09. Color flamed between them. He seemed pitiful to her. Suddenly, a man without even a name to call his own. How could she fear him? "What you gonna do to me?" He feared her. Madrone pitched her own voice low to match his and spoke slowly. "We're going to keep you here, in isolation, for another week or two, until your immune system has a chance to regenerate from booster withdrawal, and then it depends." She saw terror flicker over his face and his eyes shut down again. "We're not going to hurt you, 09. He looked at her suspiciously. "Why not?" "That's not how we operate." "That's how everybody operates." "Not us." "What you gonna do then?" "If you can heal yourself, and if you can work with us, you can help us." "Help you how?" "Help us understand you, all of you." "What for?" "So we can save ourselves, and you all too, maybe." "What you mean?" "I mean that there's truly a place for you at our table, if you choose to join us. That you could live in this city, the rest of your unit too, with enough to eat and drink, and nobody giving you orders to kill people. There'd be work to do, but it'd be worthwhile work, making things, growing things, and you could have a name of your own, not just a number. And respect. If you earn respect." "Don't believe you." "You have to believe me, because I'm going to give you a name." "I come from the pens. We don't got names. Only the white boys get to earn them." "But now you're a part of us. All of us in this city. We're like a unit too. All of us together. And everybody has a name." "What name you going to give me?" She thought for a moment, looking at him, his dark eyes round and suddenly almost childlike. "This is my week for naming," she thought. "First the baby, now him. He should have a strong name, not something Spanish that he wouldn't be able to pronounce. A simple name that would mean something. Maybe she should name him after Rio, who also killed and, according to Maya, often been out of control. And Rio had changed. Maybe this man could too. Rio was too associated with her grandfather. She couldn't name him that. But in translation, river. Your name will be River. That means a big stream of water that flows free from above the ground. River? That's my name? It fits you, Madrone said. You gave me a name? It's yours now. Nobody can take it from you. River, he said again. His lips curved in a tentative smile, and he looked young for a moment, like a small boy. Then his smile faded. His eyes were open, anguished, vulnerable. How do you know who to stand with? He asked. What do you mean? How do you know who your people are? Bird, you know Bird? He was my lover, Madrone admitted. That Bird, he talk a lot about his people, about this city. A lot of bullshit, maybe. Maybe not. But it sound good. I like to picture what it be like. If what he say was true, then that day the day I mean, Madrone nodded, and he went on, we had our orders to kill. Kill any people come at us like that. Didn't think nothing about it. We in the army, we do what they say to do. And shoot one, shoot another one. They keep on coming. Stupid man, I think. Stupidest fucking thing I ever seen. I shoot again. I can feel Bird behind me. He don't like it. Well, they his people, I think. And then this thought come to me. Who my people? I never asked that before. I have to stop to think about it. I see that girl, the little one, and I think, how do I know who she is? I don't know who I am. Never even thought before that I might be somebody, but maybe I am. She looked like me, kind of. Maybe she my people, and I don't even know. I couldn't kill her. No, Madrone said softly. I'm glad. Maybe I already killed my people. Maybe they gonna haunt me for it. How do I know? I never thought about it before, but now I can't stop thinking about it. Where did I come from? What happened to me? You found your immortal soul, Madrone said. The big sticks said you didn't have one, but they were wrong. And now you gave me a name, River said. You must be my people now. We will be your people, Madrone said. Will you help us? What you want? I want to save Bird. Yeah, he one tough demon fucker, but they gonna break him down. And the others too. There's a girl, a young girl, a friend of mine and Bird's. That skinny little girl, they bring him to see. Where are they keeping her? I don't know. They move her all the time. Sometimes they keep her close by, down the hall. Sometimes in another building. Could you find her? I think they're using her to threaten Bird, to make him do what they want. They using her all right. Maybe I can find her. Have to make contact with the unit first, see what they know. Madrone sighed. I guess the first step is to get you well. Then we'll see. There was one thing more left to do, to seal his trust. She stood and went into Lily's kitchen where the old woman sat at the table, sound asleep. When Madrone entered, she stirred. I've got him talking, Madrone said, as she filled a bowl with honey from a jar on the counter. That's wonderful. You were right, Lily. I can't hate him anymore. I feel for him. Lily smiled. We may win, you know. This morning I can believe in miracles again. Lily followed her into the living room, but squatted down by the doorway, leaving the room breadth between her and River. Madrone sat again before River, holding the bowl of honey in her hands. Can I really do this? She wondered. Do I have enough power? She closed her eyes, and suddenly she felt as if a pair of hands covered her own. Power flooded through her, augmenting her own. My mother's hands. She is no longer severed from me, and now my own power is complete. Breathing deep, she triggered her bee mind, and then let herself sink even deeper into trance. So deep, she could read River's chemistry from his smell. Fear and pain, an immune system that was barely functional. She could see the patterns in the chi worlds. She could taste what he lacked and will her own body to provide it. brewed out of her own hormones and proteins, exuded in the bead of sweat that formed in her bee spot. She let it drop into the honey, placed her hands above the bowl to charge it with chi, and let it transform. There, it was done. She had brewed him up an elixir of life. River had watched her, transfixed with fear and fascination. Now she took the breaths that called her back to herself and looked into his eyes and smiled. "Don't be afraid," she said. "I'm going to give you another gift." "What?" "Your freedom. Taste this honey. See, it's harmless. I'll taste it myself." She dipped a finger in, let the sweetness coat her tongue and send a rush of energy down her spine. "But it will change you. It's magic. Good magic. Eat this honey and you will never need the boosters again." Cautiously, River dipped a finger in and licked it off. "Tastes good." "It is good. Go ahead, eat more. Eat as much as you can." "We have a machine to help with that," Lily said from the far end of the room. "It's called a spoon. Also, I could provide some bread, perhaps some toast. Would you like that, soldier?" "River," Madrone said. "He has a name now, and it's River." River nodded, and Lily went off to fix a meal. "If this shit works," River said to Madrone, "I get you an army. It's a deal." Okay, that's that chapter. Pretty good one. I love this book. Fifth Sacred Thing. Highly recommend it. And the fifth sacred thing, in case you don't know, is spirit. All right, everyone, have a good night. Buenas noches.